Some of it include exchange of culture, and others education, so many areas, trade, investment, and so on. So to come to the question, Trinidad and Tobago approached the government of Uganda with the problem of shortage of health workers. Not specifically what my former colleague calls specialists. It's across the board, from specialists, from doctors, to nurses, to midwives, and so on. And our duty is to convey this message to the government of Uganda. So we had to talk to float the idea to the Minister of Health, and of course other agencies, other MDAs which are concerned. And ours was to make an arrangement, which we call bilateral arrangement, where we could have these workers officially go to Trinidad and Tobago for a particular period under a signed agreement, after which they would come back to Uganda. So it's not like you just get these people, they go there and disappear. No, it's a government-to-government arrangement. Each individual has to sign and accept that at the end of the contract, he will have to come back here.
Can I come back only to go back?
You can come back here,
spend 1 month, and go back.
For us, what is happening is this. Once we sign the agreement, once each individual commits himself to going and coming back, of course there are other benefits. These people are entitled to come back here for holidays. For example, the government of Trinidad is willing to pay them to pay for their airfare to come back and see their families and go back. But at the end of the contract, the government of Trinidad and Tobago is duty bound to deliver these people back here.
How long is the contract?
Around 3 years.
Around 3 years.
Now, if somebody comes back here and decides to go back on his own, we Ugandans are not prisoners. After all, ladies and gentlemen, we know very well that doctors, nurses, teachers have been going on their own.
Okay. All right. I have a doctor on the panel. He happens to be an MP as well. Dr. Barrio Musi, are you one of the doctors who wants to go to Trinidad and Tobago?
No. Actually, I briefly worked outside the country also before I went into politics. But I first of all want to disagree with the government on this. While the policy of exporting labor is good, but when it extends the health sector, I think it creates lots of injuries and lots of harm. You looked at the advert which was posted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and contrary to what my brother is saying, actually they want specialists. Specialists are doctors who have trained at the level of at least a master's degree. When we say physician, somebody with a master's degree in internal medicine. When you say surgeon, it's somebody with a master's degree in surgery. When you say an ophthalmologist, somebody with a master's degree in ophthalmology and so forth. So most of the medical doctors who were needed are actually specialized doctors who have been trained, most of them using government resources. First of all, we have a critical challenge of shortage of human resource in the health sector. And that's why when you look at the indicators, the statistics, they still look very bad. This matter has not come to Parliament. If it came to Parliament, I would oppose it. While the individual health workers will benefit because they pay is likely to be better than what they get in Uganda. But I think government should not be involved in exporting medical workers at this point in time. If it were other workers in other areas, like we are exporting people to go and be security guards and others, yes, I would agree. But for health workers, right now we are failing to attract health workers within our districts, within our communities. Government should instead address the issues which would motivate health workers to go to Kanungu, to go to Moyo, to go to Karamoja, rather than exporting them to Trinidad and Tobago, which has better indicators, which has even a better health workforce. So I think this is a newly conceived policy measure, and the agreement which has been signed between Uganda and Trinidad and Tobago, I would describe it as a very good example of a very bad agreement. Okay. And therefore I salute my friend who has challenged this. As a medical professional who has an interest in the health of Ugandans and who has taken the time to follow the health issues in this country, I wouldn't think it is proper for government to be exporting medical workers from this country at this point in time.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
I just want to correct a few things.
Yes.
Number one, we have not yet signed any agreement. Not yet.
Please don't sign it.
Not yet. I'm just making.
So you put out these adverts before you even sign an agreement.
Secondly, I think there is a bit of misuse of words here. We are not exporting anywhere. If I understand the word exporting, because once a commodity is exported,
you can't bring it back.
It can't come back. So let's say
it can come back in another form.
In another form, but
yes.
Here we are talking of human beings.
Okay.
Human beings are being.
Is there another clarification you want to make? Because okay. I would like to ask Justinian something very quickly.
Yes.
Yes, Justinian. At what point had this whole move gone? At the point your think tank came in?
Well, the ministry,
how far the process gone?
They had shortlisted candidates, and there's a list of candidates.
Shortlisted the candidates?
Yes.
Candidates who?
Yes, and there are 184 midwives.
I've looked at that list. It's on the website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So, Dr. Baryomunsi, what was Parliament waiting for? Was it waiting for the shortlisted people to already go and then say this issue wasn't on Parliament's radar? We are a country with a shortage of doctors, and we are supplying health workers, and we are supplying health workers to a country that's doing better than us. And Parliament says it hasn't yet come to Parliament. Is that a good enough explanation to Ugandans?
Yes, the matter has not formally been presented at Parliament, I would say. While yes, it could be raised, but to the best of my recollection, I think that debate has not come to Parliament, and it's not too late. We are right now in recess, and I think it's an issue, I agree with this, an issue which Parliament should take up and be able to discuss it. I think it has been between maybe Cabinet and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because I have spoken to officials of Ministry of Health. They also deny knowledge and involvement in this matter. So it appears it's an issue of Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the government of Trinidad and Tobago. He needs to tell us whether, for instance, Cabinet discussed this matter and actually took a position which would be able to discuss in Parliament, for instance. But I want to say that contrary to what he's saying, the advert was calling for 15 physicians. These are specialized internal medicine doctors, 4 psychiatrists, those are specialists, 20 radiologists, these are people with a master's in radiology, and I think we have only 28 in Uganda, 15 pediatricians, these are specialists in children's diseases, 15 obstetricians and gynecologists, 15 orthopedic surgeons, 4 pathologists, 4 urologists, 4 ophthalmologists, 1 neurosurgeon, 15 surgeons, 4 anesthesiologists.
Isn't that the whole of Mulago?
Actually,
no,
if I could just,
the majority of these were specialists.
Yes, those represent 16%. Just these 261 people, as 16% of Uganda's internal medicine specialists, 37% of your psychiatrists, 27% of your pathologists, 16% of your pediatricians, 53% of your orthopedic specialists, 67% of your urologists and 71% of your radiologists.
So I think
All right.
what we need is to know that while this may be a well-intentioned measure to strengthen relationships between our two countries, but which government body discussed this and authorized it? And were the Ministry of Health, for instance, which superintends over the health sector, consider this and actually approved this kind of policy measure? We need to know maybe as a country.
Okay, we'll answer that question when we come back from the break. However, as we take this break, let me just read a comment that came through from one of our followers on Facebook. And this is a gentleman called James William Mangeni. He lives in Tororo and he studied at the School of Clinical Officers. And he says, I have no job here. So give me the opportunity to go, get a job, make money, and probably come back. Let's take a break.